In this video, I will be using the Karvonen or HR reserve method to calculate my target heart rate range for moderate to vigorous intensity exercise. So a couple of things that you need to know up front are that for the purposes of this example, my heart rate at rest is going to be 60 beats per minute, and my age is 40. You should also know that for moderate intensity exercise, your target heart rate range should be in the 40 to 59% range. And then for the target heart rate range for vigorous intensity exercise, your target heart rate should be in the 60 to 89% range. For this particular example, we are looking at having a target heart rate range for moderate to vigorous intensity exercise. So we're going to use the 40% value for the low and the 89% value when calculating the high end of the range. So let's start on this worksheet. And this is just the last page of the assignment that you have for the heart rate lab. So first up, we need to calculate my max heart rate. So the equation for that, and I pulled this from the lab manual, is predicted HR max equals 208 minus 0.7 times age in years. So this equation will look like 208 minus 0.7 times, and I told you my age was 40. Remember, I need to do the numbers in parentheses first, so 0.7 times 40 gives us 28, and it would be 208 minus 28, and so the answer here would be 180, and then we always use units, so beats per minute. So I would put 180 in the line for HR max. All right, next we have to calculate my HRR, which stands for heart rate reserve. So here's the equation for that, and this is also in the lab manual documents. It's in the worksheet for calculating target heart rate range. So HRR, heart rate reserve, equals HR max. We just calculated that right here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to highlight it for you. So 180 beats per minute. There is what we're going to use for this value here. Minus HR rest, and I told you my HR rest was 60 beats per minute. So that would mean my heart rate reserve, or HRR, is 120 beats per minute. So I'm going to write that number right here. All right, next up, and so this is where we're starting to calculate that target heart rate range, and we're going to start with the low end. So remember up here at the top, I said for low, for moderate to vigorous intensity exercise, we're going to use the 40% value. And so I put that 40% value right here. So my equation is target heart rate low equals HRR times 0.4 plus my HR rest from above. So here we go. Equals 120 beats per minute times 0.40, that's 40%, plus HR rest, which we said at the beginning was 60 beats per minute. So we'll work in our parentheses first. 120 times 0.4 is 48 beats per minute, plus 60 beats per minute. 48 plus 60 is 108 BPM. So I'm going to put 108 right here for my target heart rate range low. All right, down here, next step, target heart rate high. I'm going to use the 89% value here. I'm really bad at highlighting. There we go. So that is, we said vigorous intensity exercise is 68 to 80% of HRR. So that 89% value up here is what's giving us this 0.89 number down here at the bottom. So let's plug in our numbers. Equals HRR from above was 120 beats per minute times 0.89 plus HR rest was 60 beats per minute again. So always do the numbers in parentheses first. So 120 times 0.89 gives you 106.8. And I'm going to add that to 60 beats per minute. So 106.8 plus 60 is 166.8. But we talked about in class that you can only have whole numbers as heartbeats, or heart rates. So I'm going to round this to 167 beats per minute. I'm going to write that right here. So what this does is it tells us what I should expect my heart rate to be if I wanted to exercise in the moderate to vigorous intensity range. So if I was trying to exercise in that range, I would want to keep an eye on my heart rate and make sure that my heart rate was between 108 beats per minute and 167 beats per minute. If it was lower than 108 beats per minute, I would be exercising in the light intensity range. If I was exercising above 167 beats per minute, that would be above the vigorous intensity range. So in this particular example that we worked through, my target heart rate range for moderate to vigorous intensity exercise is between 108 and 167 beats per minute. That's all. If you have questions, post them in the discussion board, and I will do my best to answer. I hope this helps.